let's start from the start. Like, when was that wow moment in your life when you thought that, from that, I was reading about you that you started it in 2008,
Yeah,
and and it started from your own college only, and from
yeah.
a small
So I
kiosk.
was
Yeah.
in St. Xavier's in my third year of college, and I was studying with maths and numbers. So I knew मेरे से इंडिया में MBA तो होगा नहीं. But I was very, very clear in my head that I want to build my own brand. So, since childhood, I was always fascinated by the business of brands. So, my textbook would have a logo of a Nike, Reebok, Adidas. And I was like, खुद का एक brand बनाना है. And, nothing better than food, because food is something which goes by the word of mouth. And I come from a business family. So my dad was in the garments business. So at
Okay.
a very young age of 5, I learned how to sell a trouser to a guy who comes to buy a shirt, right? I learned my upselling skills there. And there was this lady in my school who would come and sell momos. We would call her Momo auntie. So I would buy one plate of 5 pieces. I would just get one piece to eat. My friend would gobble the rest. So that gave me confidence that, good quality momos can sell. And I was like, if Domino's can play with pizzas, if McDonald's can play with burgers, why can't we play with momos? So that's how the idea got in. We did a small shop-in-shop format with Spencer's, which is a supermarket chain from East India by the RPG Group. So it
Yep.
was a 6 feet by 6 feet kiosk. I would wear the Momo t-shirt. My co-founder Binod would, also be inside the counter and, prepare the momos hot. And I would wear the t-shirt and take a tray and walk up to every customer saying, "Hi sir, hi ma'am, please taste one piece and see." I knew को एक बार हमारा मोमो खाएगा, they'll be asked forever, because
So what were those initial struggles that you had to, go through to, scale up this business so fast that it
yeah.
became like a rage?
See, in those days, now no one would believe that momos could be a brand could be made out of momos. Everyone thought that Momo was very underplaying, right? Everyone thought that Momo is just a very ordinary product. So whenever I would go to any mall developer for a location, they would say, "Yeah, हमारे पास already we have a Chinese operator, who's selling momos." And for me to convince them that that Chinese guy who's selling momos will sell 10, 12 plates in a day, I will sell 100 plates in a day, was a challenge, right? But I think we had to walk the talk and we had to prove it. So I was very fortunate that I went all the way to Bangalore, and very, very fortunate that Phoenix Market City, which is in Bangalore, gave me my first break. And there we became a rage. We opened our first store on the day of the mall opening, and we were doing higher numbers than an American sandwich brand. We were doing higher numbers than an American pizza brand. So I think that's what made us a rage. And the retail fraternity is very small. You do well in one or two locations, they want you to do well other places. So, when we did well in Phoenix, Orion Mall Bangalore called us, they wanted us. But net, to be very honest, people would really undermine you, because your vision of how you want to create a brand. And I would tell them, I would try to explain them, if Domino's can play with pizzas and make a brand, why can't I do it with momos? But people would not understand the vision that you have in your mind. So at times you need to talk big, you need to go and walk the talk, you need to, you need to be daring. A lot of my relatives, a lot of my family friends told my parents that, your son is going to sell momos, what are you doing? And आज मैं ये बोलता हूँ कि यार हमारे देश में अगर चाय वाला प्रधानमंत्री बन सकता है तो मोमो वाला भी कुछ कर सकता है.
First of all, like, why did you think that, it's good to blow all your money into business and not look for funding for the next 5 to 6 years? And also, like,
Yeah.
what happened when you, got your funding?
See, I'll tell you what, I had participated in, TIE Calcutta, which is the Indus Entrepreneurs Calcutta. I was a member there, and they had done this TIECon in 2011, where I participated in this Tiger contest, where I was shortlisted. So I did get a chance to pitch to angels from the Indian Angel Network back then, right? And I did pitch. I did get a term sheet. So I got a term sheet of a 2.5 crore funding at a 10 crore valuation. So I remember I went all the way to Bombay with my chef and made them have momos. So my pitch was making them eat my momos and telling about my product, right? And people liked it. A lot of people came forward to invest. But I think what I realized when I went through the term sheet and when I actually double clicked on the business plan, I felt I'm not funding ready. So I think we waited for the next 4 years. Then I hired my first operations manager. I mean, I already had my first operations manager, but I hired a team under him. Then we got in a few people who've taken Domino's from maybe 100 stores to 500 stores. We built SOPs. So, we built a second line in place, and then we tried becoming funding ready. And then I was again fortunate that again in 2015, there was again TIECon in Calcutta, where Sandeep Bichchandani came, and he was on stage. He was talking about, startups, and some people spoke about me in the Q&A that he had with them. And we had a stall there. He could see people eating momos in that stall and not having lunch in a 5-star. Buffet lunch in a 5-star. So, he could see a few of our stores in the city. We had an outlet in the airport. And I think that's when Sanjeev got attracted. And, when I got a chance to speak to him and when he approached me, I think we just clicked. I think it was a blessing that I got. So for me, it was a blessing in disguise not to accept that funding when
Yep.
it was offered to me in 2011. And it was, I think, a good thing to say no with confidence. We became funding ready. And then in 2015, that same Indian network, and I'm very humble. I mean, I'm very grateful to them that they came back with a 100 crore valuation.
It leads to my next question on your philosophy when it comes to balancing growth and profitability, especially in the current environment where there is a funding winter is being seen.
Yeah, I've always believed in a big believer that money needs to make money. I'm a Sindhi, I'm a banya. Dhanda to green hona chahiye. So before COVID, we were profitable. In spite of growing aggressively, we were profitable by 9 to 10%. Now, when we raised money from Tiger Global in 2019, we were at a 9% corporate EBITDA. We were at a 180 crore business. The business was throwing back 15-20 crores of cash, right? And whatever funding we had raised from Tiger Global was intact. And then when COVID came in, the entire business model changed. So what happened before COVID? We were only 10% delivery. Today we are 45% delivery. Now that delivery revenue comes at a cost. So the same consumer who would come to your store and wait for the order to come in, or do a sit down or do a takeaway, is now ordering it at home as per their own convenience. So today our commission cost is like almost 9-10%. So the only thing that has changed in the business is that earlier the business had no commission cost. Today it has commission cost. However, we have really improved on gross margins. So today, if you ask me, the QSR business is at a minus 2.5%. But it also includes the new businesses that we have built, the new verticals that we have built, which is Wow China, Wow Chicken, Wow Kulfi. So what happened during COVID? We completely came down from a 16 crore revenue back then in March 2020 to a 1.2 crore revenue in April. So for the first time in my life, I saw a loss of 6 crores in April 2020, right? And we had 2,000 plus employees. We had to pay everyone's salary. And so we took a very bold call that, we will not do job cuts. We will do pay cuts because we had money in the bank. So for the first 6 months, we did pay cuts where people who could not come to the store would get 50%. People who would come to the store got 75%. The founders took a full salary deduction for those 4 months. And, we were very clear, we were very transparent with our team. As an entrepreneur, it's very important to be transparent. कि हमने अप्रैल का पूरा salary pay कर दिया, but May से हम pay cuts में चले गए. But हमने किसी का job नहीं लिया. So everyone bears the larger pain for the larger gain of the organization, right? And I think that really helped us because we're a people's business. A lot of the listed peers were getting into hourly wages. They were doing job cuts, but we were not doing that. So I think what you do in tough time really stands for your organization for in times to come for the future. So today, Wow Momo is profitable as a brand. So Wow Momo is sitting at a 3% corporate EBITDA. I think by end of this year, it will become a 10% corporate EBITDA, double-digit EBITDA. But it is Wow China, which is -3. It is Wow Chicken, which is -16. So these things need to settle in, right? So our goal is very clear. Today, we are a 650 crore business. I think in the next 2 years' time, we want to become a 1,100 crore business with a good 8%, 9% EBITDA. So business should throw back 100 crores of cash. We are very clear. We are on path to profitability. So last year, I was -3%. Prior to that, I was -7% in QSR. So I have really come down on burn and I have grown by 35%. Now, you tell me how many businesses are there in India that have grown by 35% and not burnt money, right? So I have reduced my burn. I have increased. So that is how you manage your cash flows. I mean, that's why you raise funding to grow faster, right? So we are using funding as a tool to grow. Today, if I reduce my growth, like I'm opening 20 stores a month, like last month we opened 23 stores. In April, we opened 20 stores. The plan this year is to open 250 stores and yet make the QSR business break even. And then next year, make the QSR business profitable. Now, today for me, if I want to become profitable in the next 6 months, I just need to reduce my growth. The business is a going concern. अगर मैं अपनी growth को कम कर दूं, because every month I am literally, if I'm launching 20 stores, I'm literally hiring 170 to 200 people. जिसका मैं salary bear कर रहा हूँ, जो मेरे business के revenue में hit नहीं कर. Plus, there's the infrastructure of logistics, there's other expenses, there's the business development team, there's the project team. So the growth cost is almost 2-3%. So today, if I remove my growth cost, I'm actually profitable. Right? So for me to become profitable and for the business to throw back cash is just a plug and play. So I've got the business to that level. Plus, we launched our second vertical, which is FMCG, which is a big
FMCG. That's what I was.
So their first year we hit, I think, 4 crores. Then second year 12 crores with a 12 crore burn. Then
what are the products?
So there we have frozen momos. We are available on quick commerce. We are available on DMart, on Reliance. We are doing a 5 crore monthly revenue of only frozen momos. Then we've just launched kappa noodles, where you have a Chinese bhel, you have a khawsui, you have a thuppa. We have a coconut water called Coco Charge. We're going to be launching sauces very soon. The range of sauces. Packet noodles are coming in. So a lot of play happening in FMCG. We want to own the entire Oriental space. So you will see, chicken skewers coming in. You will see honey chili potato coming in. You will see a chili paneer or a crispy chili baby corn coming in. So a lot of Chinese flavors in FMCG, which is frozen, ready to eat and serve.
Will there also be a Maggi competitor?
So we are doing kappa noodles. It will not be really a Maggi competitor because I don't want to do what already is available in the market. I am creating new flavors. So for me, my thuppa, my cowspay are the best sellers. We are there on Akasa Air. We are there on Air India Express. We just entering SpiceJet with Korean noodles. So we want to focus on new flavors.